Alright, this is episode 4 of my Death Battle comparison. Goku versus Superman. Goku still loses. In the last 2 episodes, I discussed a little bit about Superman. I'm about to discuss a little more about Superman and give a conclusion, as well as discuss Goku and explain my opinions on the character. Right now, I'm going to discuss how a lot of people bring up to the fact that both Superman is not a better hero than Goku. With my opinion of Goku, I explained why I don't think so. And also, how come Batman can beat Superman, yet Batman is definitely weaker than Goku. Actually, Batman lost to Spider-Man, so on and so forth. So, how is that possible? Well, here's how it's possible. One, don't power scale. Power scale's fucking dumb. Just because Batman can beat Superman, which, mind you, I'm going to explain that he really can't, doesn't mean that he can beat everybody. I mean, yeah, given enough planning, that whole planning bullshit, it's like, yeah, if he gets unlimited resources, if I had unlimited resources, I can do whatever the fuck I want to. Doesn't mean you have unlimited resources, you know what I mean? So, let's go with how I explained it. The 2 times Batman has beaten Superman. One was written by Frank Miller, which is actually the first one, so let's talk about that one. Frank Miller's losing his mind. He's a closeted Nazi, because he talks about Nazis in just about everything he writes, even in shit that doesn't make sense. For example, in The Dark Knight Returns, Joker's girlfriend, who I think is a piss poor I guess this is his version of Harley Quinn, is pretty much a girl who walks around topless with 2 swastikas on her nipples. She also appears in All-Star Batman. Why? Sin City. Michael Clark Duncan, may he rest in peace, played a black Nazi dressed mob enforcer. Why does the mob have a Nazi guy in there? The Spirit has Samuel Jackson, some reason, wearing a Nazi uniform. Why? For those of you that want to know more about the growing insanity of Frank Miller, I suggest you look up Linkara. He's done a couple series. He's got Top the Fourth Wall on that guy with the glasses. He also has History of the Power Rangers. Power Rangers being one of my favorite things that came out of Japanese culture, which is actually called Super Sentai, technically, but still. Check him out. He's a genius when it comes to comic book stuff. That being said, do I think Superman's a better hero, and why did Batman beat him? Let's look at the one I just finished mentioning from Frank Miller. Frank Miller wrote that Superman became just pretty much a tool of the government, because Frank Miller's afraid of fascism, obsessed with Nazis. And the way Superman was beaten was, one, he got hit by a nuclear explosion from the Russians that was designed to take out all of America and possibly Canada and Mexico in one shot, so an entire continent in just one nuclear blast. Superman diverted it and got hit by it. He was extremely weak from it, and he had not yet fully recovered. He then went to Gotham City to take in Batman as a political prisoner. He was hit with Tomahawk missiles fired from the Batmobile, which he defeated the Batmobile. Then he fought Batman, and Batman hit him with supersonics to confuse him, and then hit him in the face, like just grabbed his skull and hit him with all the electricity that was left in Gotham City, because he attached himself to a ground electrical source that was in Crime Alley, hence being like, a light bulb. And then Green Arrow launched a synthetic kryptonite arrow, like an arrow tipped with synthetic kryptonite, at Superman, and made him weak. Well, one, kryptonite doesn't take away Superman's powers, so Frank Miller got that wrong. Secondly, even if it made him weaker, it didn't take away his invulnerability, which means that Batman wouldn't be able to punch him and make him bruise, because Frank Miller knows nothing about Superman. He actually knows very little about Batman. If you read All-Star Batman, he's a fucking moron. So he got that wrong, 100% wrong. Then let's go to Batman Hush, and this one was done much better. In Batman Hush, Superman's been controlled by kryptonite-laced mind control spores from Poison Ivy. That sounded stupid when I said it out loud. Okay, so either way, under control of Poison Ivy, Superman still has some of his moral faculties. So he's telegraphing everything he does. He's not using his super speed. He's actually using like 1% of his power to fight Batman on purpose, so that Batman can have a chance to save him. Batman hits him with the kryptonite, the kryptonite ring that he keeps, and he openly admits that just punching Superman was splitting his knuckles. Punching him with the kryptonite ring was splitting Batman's knuckles to the point where he couldn't hit him anymore. He had to blind him, and then he had to lead him on top side, because he was fighting him in the sewers of Metropolis. And when he fought on the top side, Superman was about to beat the shit out of him, and Batman knew it. And Batman was smart enough to have Catwoman kidnap Lois Lane and throw her off a building. In doing so, Superman broke free of his mind control to save his wife before she hit the ground and went splat. In that comic, Batman exposits saying if Superman really wanted to, he could kill him at any moment. But Superman deep down inside is a good person, and Batman deep down inside is not. And that's why he was able to, like, manipulate the situations like that. However, he relies on the fact that Superman is a good person. If Superman were to ever go fucking apeshit insane, like he did in Justice, he'd kill Batman in a heartbeat. He actually almost did multiple times. Like, the only time Batman survived was because Alfred popped that pill that Superman had created to give everyone the same, close to the same level as Superman, and Alfred blindsided Superman, and who Alfred also has training from the SAS, which is like, the British version of Navy SEALs, plus he just given him like superhuman strength on par with Superman, and he fought Superman and beat him senseless. Now people say, well, if Alfred can do it, why can't Goku? Well, Alfred had the same powers as Superman for a limited time. So in other words, only Superman can beat Superman. That's also not true, because I can list a C-list character who can beat Superman. His name is Boston Brand. If you don't know who Boston Brand is, I suggest you Wikipedia him right now. I'll give you some time. Alright, good, you looked him up. Alright, now that you look at Boston Brand, look at his powers. He can possess any sentient being. I am Boston Brand. I possess Superman. I break my own neck. Boston Brand's a ghost. I leave the now dead Superman. Bam! Game over. Spectre, who is the servant of God, and the servant of God practically is God light. The Spectre, the angel of judgment and vengeance, can literally kill anyone just by pointing at them. I mean, he fought Superman, and Superman was like having a tremendous hard time. He couldn't beat him. Someone on par with Superman, except his powers are derived by magic, is Shazam. And Shazam couldn't beat Spectre. Spectre got handed his ass to him. Also, Shazam's name is Captain Marvel. So, Spectre is the servant of God, and he's unbelievably powerful. So that means that the gods in the DC universe trump the gods in the Dragon Ball universe. Because how is it that the supreme gods, the supreme Kais, are beaten by a monster? How is it that the supreme Kais have no knowledge of the Saiyans? How is it that gods, who are supposed to be immortal, omnipotent, and have omnipresence, have the ability to be everywhere yet nowhere, have the ability not to die because they're everlasting, are killed off so easily? I don't get it. And how is it that Billis completely didn't know about Majin Buu? Like, he was only worried about Frieza dying. What about Majin Buu? Majin Buu killed your kinsman. Your kinsling. Your whatever. Your kins. Whatever the fuck your friends. The other gods. And you're only worried about Frieza? Come on. And then on top of that, in the movie, Billis stops fighting Goku because he's tired. What kind of god do you know gets tired? They're everlasting. They're immortal. They get tired? The last time I heard of that was God created the heavens, the earth, every single thing in all of creation in 7 days. On the 7th day he rests. Well, he created the fucking universe. Okay, I can understand why you take a rest then, but he took a rest because he's tired from fighting Immortal. And Immortal wasn't even that much more powerful. And actually, Billis is 30% stronger than Goku. And Billis thought Frieza was considered a threat. Okay, whatever. Daikaio, the Grand Supreme God, is weaker than Majin Buu. Who the fuck created the heavens and the earth in that universe? So, you know what? The gods in the Dragon Ball universe are a joke. They just... Akira Toriyama just starts inventing shit and doesn't know how to create a universe. And I thought it was awesome in the Dragon Ball universe when you had Kai. Like, you had fucking Kami. You had Kami was the highest deity in the Dragon Ball universe, and then they fucked it up with King Yama, and then they added King Kai, and then they added Kai's north, south, and east, and west, and then you had the Grand Kai, and then you had the fucking Supreme Kai of the west, and then you have the Grand Kai, also known as Daikaio. It's bullshit. And then you have the fact that Old Kai is a former Supreme Kai, so it's a god isn't really a god, it's a rank that they obtain. Well, who gives them this rank? Like, you don't know who that person is, so it's weird. So, final assessment, they nerfed Superman on purpose in Death Battle, and just with that nerf, he's able to beat Goku. Let me explain something to you. If they had to nerf Goku, if they had to nerf Goku, and they didn't nerf Superman, this entire title of the video would be completely different. I'd say Goku should have won because they nerfed him, but they didn't. I already explained that they didn't. They nerfed Superman, and he still won. And if you're saying that Goku had a chance, it's like, I'm sorry, they nerfed Superman. A nerfed Superman beats your hero. And he still lost. He lost to a nerfed hero. He needed a handicap and still lost. And then when people start saying, oh, let's handicap Superman some more, you're just trying to find ways for your hero to win after he lost. And by saying, oh, if we keep lowering the other guy's ability, maybe he'll win. I'm sorry, you just made the other guy weaker so the other guy can win? That's not a win. That's an asterisk. So, final assessment, Goku fans, take a long, hard look at what needs to be done. In a one-on-one fight, Goku loses. If you have to make special rules just for Superman but make no rules for Goku, Goku loses. If you need to add the Dragon Balls, Goku loses. If you need to add fusion, Goku loses. You know how Superman wins? He shows up. He doesn't need anything special. This is Man Steel 4889, signing off.